And we're off. Welcome to the Live Fire Media Show, episode number 19. We talk about guns, gear, games, movies, and so much more. Your host tonight, well, you don't see Hunter Elliott or you don't hear Hunter Elliott because he was a little tired today. So he's not making it. But that's okay. I'm still here. I'm Kawaka, Dave from High Point. And tonight I've got a very special guest, good friend of mine, Tony of the Second Amendment for Everyone and Diversity Shoots. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Dave, man, glad to be on the show. Seeing as you have one old bearded Marine couldn't make it, so you called another old bearded Marine, and here I am. See, we tagged out.
Well, it's even funnier. I was really looking forward to the fact of like even moving the screen orientation, put me in the middle between the two of you, just because I know it's like it was going to just stir so much shit up that he's going to be like trying to get a feel for you. And him being this tired is probably a better thing because he wouldn't be firing all cylinders. Because when he's in prime mode, oh god, it's going to be a barrel of laughs and hurt from just the two of you just harassing one another.
All right, let me take my Indiana Diversity Shoot Jones hat off.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
Oh, it's my favorite. My wife hates it. I love it.
I've got a I don't know, Three Musketeer Renaissance era. It's almost a 10-gallon hat, but it's got a bigger brim with one side's folded up, and actually it's a black feather. That hangs off of it, nice. And in the band has half dozen 45 auto rounds. And when I got it, I actually replaced the rounds with live rounds, so I walk around with nice. Live rounds, and it's hilarious. Of just like going to grocery stores, wherever around town. I can't drive with the hat because it's so damn big, because it's just one side's folded up. So I got to take it off, but then I get out of the car and I put it on, and oh my god, the amount of compliments I get from people. They just go, "That is an awesome hat." I'm just like, holy shit, this is a trick because it's so different. It's not a fedora, it's not a cowboy hat, it's not a ball cap. It's completely off the bloody wall, but it's kind of sick.
Unless you're a black person grew up in Baptist church in the South, and then it's just your Sunday hat.
Right.
For the women. For the women. I'm like, hey, Dave, nice chick hat. Homo.
Well, it's funny. I was actually wanting to wear the thing when I went to the Ohio Range Day last summer, and I did the helicopter aerial experience. And my plan was to actually wear that, and I was gonna had cameras going forwards and one of the rifle shooting backwards. You'd see me wearing this fucking hat, but the my in-ear pro died, so all I've got is old school like over-the-ear pro, and I couldn't wear that with the hat. And then it came to mounting the camera, and I was like, "Oh, screw it, I'll just mount the camera to helmet." So I just wore my bump helmet and ditched the whole hat thing. But I might still try and make that thing happen if I can do the hat with the camera on, like clip the lip, this big ass hat. I mean, it's cool. It's an epic hat.
Well, I love it too because the tactical thing, great, but it's not necessary to firearms training. The tactical thing is not necessary to carry with. And I think we've pushed it so freaking far. Like I went to Chris Costa class, right? Chris Costa rifle carbine class. And I showed up, and again, I got my boots on, I didn't have these at the time, but these are my original SWAT. God love it, still spit shined, right? Original SWAT boots.
Awesome.
Got on jeans, a freaking 2A4E t-shirt, and I showed up like that. And I figure I was running with my friend. For my friend, it was his class. Modern Material. They make ARs.
I know those guys. I've seen they're usually a sponsor at the ORD. Yeah, they make pretty nice ARs.
So Joe said, "Hey, Tone, run my AR." So I bought my AR, my dissipator, just in case something went down. Who the hell knows?
Right.
But I'm like, my plan is to carry my mags in my back pocket, one in each, and one in the rifle. And this is how I'm going to run the class. And also had, some knee pads because we're going to be going prone. We're going to be doing stuff.
Save your damn knees, man.
I get out. Oh, hell yeah. As somebody that does what I do, I'm a locksmith. So I've worked in people's houses for over 3 decades, dude. On your knees, on your knees, on your knees, freaking doing door locks, schools, businesses. So I roll up, I get out of the vehicle, and everybody's dressed like they're going to be deployed. From Cry Precision, Black Hawk, LAPD, freaking wear. It's just over. I'm like looking around. What's the name of the shoe company that everybody Merrills or something like that. They just
Merrills
all
or
have like,
something. Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, y'all don't dress like this every day. Like, this is how I dress every day. And if
Yeah.
something pops off, I'm grabbing my ish with my red dot on it, and I'm shoving the mag in my pocket, and we're rocking. Yeah, I have kit. I have it in the car. I had my plate
Chest rig.
carrier.
Okay. Plate carrier. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a plate carrier with chest rig on it. Excuse me. Yeah, plate carrier, and I had the mags on it. I got the three mags for the AR. I got three mags for the pistol. I'm like, it's hot. I'm putting that shit on.
Right. Yeah. No, that's just for real. I'm with you on that. Like, I
No.
know. I think it was one of the Kalashnikov matches I shot in. I ended up actually being kind of fucked up. I had like a weird thing of dehydration or some shit. I was sick of shit at the beginning of it. So our RO guy for our squad, he was making sure that I was just pumping full of water, and another Marine, and he was like, I want you to be concentrating on water. I want you to tell me when you're pissing clear. And I was like, sir, yes, sir. But anyways, the whole thing, we were sitting in Missouri in May. It was pretty hot. And I was in a like button down green shirt, sleeves folded up, up to my elbows, blue jeans, and 511 boots that I wear, like normal boots that I wear. And a friend of mine, she was wearing full Cry Precision shit. And she was like, aren't you hot in those jeans? And I was like, I mean, it's a little warmer sitting on an open field, 600-yard range. I'm like, it's a little warm. I was like, yeah. She goes, why aren't you wearing something like Cry Precision? Like, I have these cool vents in my pant legs and shit. I went, well, one, I'm cheap. Those pants are like expensive as shit. I was like, and two, when shit goes down, you're going to typically find me in a t-shirt and blue jeans like I'm wearing. The button down is just actually extra coverage when we're crawling around on gravel and shit. I was like, this is normal shit for me. So yeah, if I can't compete in this, what the hell's the point? And she goes, that's a pretty good valid point. I was like, right? I'm like, kit's cool. It's fun, but no, I'm not going to be in it very often. So no, it's okay. I'll be in blue jeans and shit,
Yep. And I'm, hey, LARP like you want to LARP, bro.
Yeah. Oh, hell yes.
But do you buy the stuff? Got the bump helmet, freaking night vision, flashlight. You've turned the lightweight 5.56 into a 12-pound rifle.
Guilty as charged.
But with all your capability, hey, listen, do you? I've carried that shit. I've humped that shit.
Right.
I'm done with that shit. My AR, I'm proud of the fact that it only has a sling, a flashlight, and friggin' red dot.
Right.
That's it. Well, what about night fighting? Where? I live in Trenton, man. I got street lights. We good.
Right.
Pow!
Right.
Got your ass, bitch. What are you talking about? No, ain't. No, we got street lights here. Also, I mean, my realistic home defense plan has nothing to do with leaving the house, the interior of the home.
Right.
So if I do have to step out and somehow have to take someone under fire, I have my high point carbine in a bullpup chassis from Hightower Armory.
Yeah.
It's got the flashlight mounted. It's got the sling. It's set up right here. This is my bedside gun. Boom. Got your ass. That's it. I just put a fresh battery in it. I got a fresh battery in it. I got my sling set up from the carbine class that I ran.
I like those things. You drop high points in those high towers. They just look cool as shit. They really do. I like those things a lot. I mean, it brings the fun level up so much for this. I mean, because the regular high point is front end heavy, and it's cool. And I take it to the range and I shoot it, and it'll be fun. And then take it out to 100 yards. Cool. Right.
But it's like, the minute I got this, it was like, oh, dude, this sits back in my shoulders so much.
Yeah.
Pow, 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 pow.
Yeah.
And it's short.
It literally becomes like all those benefits of bullpup, really and truly. It really embodies that. I mean.
And then this was one that it came from a company, a veteran-owned company. They're one of the first companies to send me something. It's actually set up with gas pedals on it for if you have a prosthesis.
Huh. Isn't that slick?
So I use this with the thumb forward grip,
Right.
and
Yeah.
it's just awesome.
That's cool. That's way cool.
Yeah, they were great, man. I had two of them. I have another one, but I packed all of my stuff up, so it's in a moving. It's in a pod somewhere.
Oh, shit.
But they were good to me, and I'm like, yeah, veterans, dude. I'm down with it. I have to actually start using that more when I talk about diversity shoots, and
Right.
because if people don't know, I just realized Dave and I are friends, and good lord, he knows he's heard god awful a lot about diversity shoots. The second is for everyone. Diversity shoot is something I started in 2015 as part of my advocacy. I got ticked off. I became a firearms instructor in 2012 in New Jersey. And I just wanted to train people in the fundamentals and get them on the right track, to being actually competent with firearms. And I mean, even my name online is Simon Says Train, because it's really about training and getting that practice in. And a lot of people don't. They put their gun in the stock drawer.
Yep.
So I'm like, no, we got to get out and train. We're doing this. So I became a firearms instructor. And then Sandy Hook happened. And it was a horrible, horrible thing. And New Jersey pumped out 86 laws the next day they had on the books that they tried to pass. The next day, bodies were still like being discovered.
Talk about there's waiting for crisis like that. I mean, seriously.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you're going to try to tell me that you guys just stayed up all night writing?
Right,
Fuck.
right.
Anyway, so that was when I was like, I got to do something about this. You know what I mean? And like, this is wrong. And I was at that early stage when I just thought, maybe if they knew the truth.
Right.
So I went and testified for the first time, scared to death. If you go and look up Tony Simon testimony, I didn't know one word I said. Thank God somebody else recorded it. I can't remember anything I said. I was so nervous. And
I'll look it up in the links.
But I testified and I got involved. Oh, dude, it's hilarious. It's on my videos on YouTube. But I was so nervous. I didn't know what to do. Because by then I'd already worked with Second Amendment organizations in the state. I'd volunteered and stuff, with them.
Right.
But that made me testify. Then I testified, and people appreciated it because it was an impassioned speech. Again, don't remember.
Right.
And I got involved in advocacy that way. And the last time I went and testified in 2015 or 2014, I was the only pro-gun black guy there in a room of 200 people.
Damn.
And I'm like, this is crazy. Where are we at? Now, we'd packed that room overflowing. I did not know they had another room with people in it that weren't going to testify, but there were some black people in that room, but they didn't come. I didn't know about.
Right.
So they gave us 3 minutes. Now, this one I knew. This speech I practiced. This speech I was angry. And I went into it. Actually, I ended up on the front of the newspaper because I was sitting beside a bunch of moms demand heifers. And
I think you sent me a picture of that. I think I think I've seen that.
Yep, they thought I was on their side because I'm black and I'm a guy and I have to be there with them in solidarity.
That's awesome.
Oh, it was beautiful. Man, I launched into my damn speech and it was 2 minutes and 59 seconds and it ended with people freaking cheering, bro. It felt like one of those 80 movie slow clap things. The people running the thing with hitting a damn hammer. I'll have you guys removed.
Oh, that's great.
That was great. It was an awesome moment. But that was also the moment I realized I ain't coming back to testify with these pieces of crap because they tried to convince us to allow them to vote first, and then they'd listen to our testimony.
Oh, that's rich. Jesus.
Yeah. So we knew the picture is it. So I'd only testified one more time after that. But in 2015, February 2015, I was like, enough's enough. I'm going to do more. I want to get people that look like me to actually become advocates in public. To get them to the range, to get them to shoot, to introduce them to Second Amendment organizations. So I started the Gun for Hire range in Woodland Park. If you heard of Gun for Hire Radio, that's the same range. Anthony Calandra runs that. He's now an NRA board member, but he's a big friggin' deal. He's, as they say, he's the tip of the spear of the 2A in New Jersey. and he
Nice.
gets a lot of the groups together. He helps fund the groups. He does all that stuff, and he works out the podcast on his range, and it just helps out a lot of us. And I went there for training. I got my certifications there. I became a instructor through him. So I was like, "Yeah, can I use a classroom?" And he was like, "What about Thursday?" I'm like, "Oh, what?"
Like that was like too easy.
He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "That's too fast, bro. I don't know anybody." Because understand, I was just an angry effing dude. That's all I was.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "All right, let me go and see, the 15 Facebook friends I have." Because that was all. It was real, like Facebook, real guy Facebook, where, you
Sure.
started out this as a dude. My actual real life friends who I know, I friended, and I joined Second Amendment or firearms related things. So I was like, "Hey, I'm
Right.
doing this thing next Thursday. If anybody want to come." 27 people said they'd be there. They'd love to participate. 4 showed up.
Shit.
Facebook events, baby. Remember, everybody would always say they come somewhere
Oh
and
yeah.
nobody show up.
Yeah.
So 4 people showed up. So it was me and my partner Sean, and we just had a conversation with these 4 dudes, and then we're about to take my guns and Sean's guns into the range. None of them had firearms. We were going to introduce 2 of them to guns for the first time. One had shot like once or twice,
Right.
but it was like, all right, cool. Yeah, this is what it takes to get a Jersey, permit to own a firearm. This is what you have to do. And then the 5th guy showed up, 5th black guy, dressed like Urkel, sweater vest, button down collar. Dude,
All right.
hey, how you doing? Had a gun case with him. I'm like, "Hey, what's up, man? Glad you showed up, even though you late." Yeah,
What'd you
yeah.
bring?
I came for the diversity shoot. I'm like, so. Oh, by the way, again, February, Black History Month. So I named it the Black History Month Diversity Shoot.
Okay.
This guy comes in. "Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. How'd you hear about us?" "Oh, John." "Who's John?" Oh, Facebook." "I don't know no John on Facebook, dude."
Like any more details here,
"How'd you hear
brother?
about it?" Yeah, like now my whole thing was I wasn't instantly suspicious. I want to know how word got out
Sure.
so we could explore this further, because this is a stranger to everybody in the room.
Yeah. This is like legit viral movement here.
Yeah, I'm Sergeant such and such with the New Jersey State Police Firearms Unit. The
What?
very first event I had, the state police tried to roll in with a 21 Jump Street move.
What?
The very first event was infiltrated by the Popo,
Holy shit. Now that
trying to
I've
play
never heard
off
this
like he
one.
was a
Holy
regular.
shit.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah. I mean, I got his picture, dude. I took his photo. So I'm like, "Cool. You with the state police firearms unit?" He was like, "Yes." I was like, "I'm glad you're here, because if these guys have any questions, we're trying to give them good information.
Right.
So I appreciate you showing up." He's like, "Really?" He was like, "Really?" And then I was like, "So what'd you bring?"
Right.
STI 1911, 45 ACP.
Nice.
We shot all that mofo's ammo, bro. So yes,
Wasn't his ammo anyways.
25.
It was your ammo.
It was my ammo. But we ran that gun all night, man. So I've been shooting. I love everybody acting like staccato is new, and I'm like, I was shooting staccato in 2015, and it was
Yeah.
old then.
Yeah. STI. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. But
Actually, I actually like the design's better when it was STI personally.
yeah, well, the mags had to be tweaked all the time.
Oh, I think 2011s in general have had in the past tense that rep that they were constantly being tweaked. I don't think it's quite the case now, but yeah, they definitely need to tweak a lot.
So that was the first event, and we've grown since then. We've been in Pennsylvania. You actually went to one where we're in PA and Heritage Guild there. We ran events. We run events throughout New Jersey. I mean, we were on schedule. We did 2 years in PA because during COVID, our governor shut down the state, including every range. And I thought we were dead in the water, man. But because I did a lot of podcasts and people heard about us, I actually got a phone call from the range saying, "Hey, we hear you're looking for a place. We'd love to host you." So I was able during COVID to continually host events. even though everybody else in the state was shut down. So we were able to get people across the border from Jersey and the PA.
Was that during
And
COVID when I
shoot
came
guns.
out with you in PA? Was it during COVID or
No, it was
was it
after
okay?
22 or 23.
I don't know, man. It all runs together. It really
It
does.
really does. It really does. So you came out, and that was cool. We shot the suppressed yeet cannon, and
Yeah.
we had some fun. I've been. We got 4 ranges in New Jersey. We work. I flew out and did an event in Nebraska with the Nebraska Firearms Owners Association
I
and the
remember
guys
that.
from Santa Media, John Anderson. He got me out there. Really appreciate it and want to go do them again because they were great. And each time we have the event, we change it up to make it easier for the range. So they flew me all the way out there. So we kicked the first event off in Omaha. We kicked this son bitch off at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I think 9. 9 we started the first one. We did it. It was great. We finished it up. We had lunch, which was barbecue. Defense Dad, if you know him from some of the shows on YouTube, with Sandhill Media and others. He was there and he operated the grill. We had hot dogs and hamburgers. People came out, party event. We kicked off another freaking diversity shoot at noon. We ran that one for like 2-3 hours, and then that ended, and we kicked another one off. So we did 3 events in one day.
Dang. That's a hell of a day. That's a hell of a day.
Oh, it was all freedom, baby. So that was great, and that's what we try to do. So now I'm here after over 10 years of doing this. I finally had enough epiphanies, and friends of mine slap me in the back of the head and go, "Dude, you need to actually just start this as a charity," because I've been doing it out of my own pocket. So the beginning of June, I started the paperwork. We put it in. I got the state number. I got the federal number, but you still have to wait for approval, even though you have the tax numbers.
Right.
You still got to wait for approval, and the charter and all that stuff going to be written out. But I got my officers who were my volunteers, and they holding me down. I mean, you met Ange, you met Nick too at when we were in PA.
Oh,
so those
yeah.
guys got my back. Those guys got my back. They're helping me out. I really appreciate it. But yeah, we're putting on big boy panties and doing this. So hopefully, because I'm well known now, I do different podcasts. I'm on a regular I'm a co-host actually on the hell's the name of the podcast? Oh, Gun and Gear Review podcast.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I was so blank on too. I'm sorry.
Firearms Radio Network. I'm also with G-Webs almost every Saturday on Q&A with gun websites. I was also one of the co-hosts on Self-Defense Gun Stories with Rob Morris. And then, of course, I have the 2A4E podcast, the Second Amendment's for Everyone podcast. So, yeah, the official name of the event is the Second is for Everyone. The Second Amendment is for Everyone, Diversity Shoots, and that's what we're hosting. So if you want to donate to us, help us out, donate swag, hook up with us to some kind of sponsor, diversityshoot.com. You can email me at tony@diversityshoot.com. We're doing good work. We've introduced thousands of people to firearms and other gun people in New Jersey. I'm talking black, white, straight, gay, Asian, Hispanic, Muslim, Sikh.
Politicians and professors. I mean, you've gotten huge diverse groups coming in.
Yeah, we actually hooked up with Rutgers Gun Violence Research Center. I got a phone call because I've been traveling, I've been working, I've been putting in the work as a Second Amendment guy. I don't take vacations. I just go to this stuff. Thank God for my wife. But
no shit.
100% is all on her, bro. And because I've built a network of friends, I got a phone call from a friend down in Florida who's a firearms instructor. Hey, look at that boy.
Hi, Tony.
What's going on? Listen to that voice. That boy has the voice of a 45-year-old smoking black man.
Yeah, 12 going on 13.
How old is he now?
He's 12 going on 13.
12?
Yeah. Yep. Here comes the other one. What's up, Eva girl? Yes, we can try and glue that back on. Yep. We'll try. Okay, it's okay. Okay, we'll try and glue it back on. Barbie bed got broke.
Oh, what the heck
So,
was Barbie and G.I. Joe doing?
so it's a crisis. You can say hi, Tony, too. Come here.
Hi, Tony.
Hello, beautiful little girl. How are you today?
He said, "How are you today?"
Good.
She's so cute.
She's rotten.
There you go.
All right. Get out of here, you. Now she's in a better mood.
Yep. Yeah, your son sounds like a black dude that smokes 2 packs of Newport a day. How's it going, Tony? How's it going? Keeping it real. What's
You know,
up,
it's
fam?
funny. He was so excited to come by and see you at the NRA show, and it was perfect
Mhm.
timing that you had Zeke was sitting with you. And I need the two of you to both just stand up just to watch him because he's like looking at you eye level and just watch him go like this, like, oh shit, because he thinks he's so big and bad,
dude. Hey, dude, it's great though. That's when you're supposed to feel big and bad. You just better keep working out because you know he's gonna test you.
Yeah, right.
That's his job. Your job is to kick his ass and let him know you can't win every fight.
Yeah.
But
that's what I've been pushing.
yeah,
down. The
dude.
wife's like, "What do you do when he gets stronger than you?" And I was like, "That's not going to happen. I'll make sure it doesn't happen."
What you do is you do it now, so he doesn't even think about it later when he gets stronger.
Right.
Oh, trust me, I did it with my little brother, and I didn't realize how that could bite you in the ass. So I came back from overseas. My brother's 4 years younger than me. And of course, I kicked his ass all the way up until I left. He was right before his 14th birthday, right before my 18th birthday. So I was 17 when I joined the Corps. Came back stateside, spent 2 years overseas. I went to Japan. I flew back from Japan, so I had 3 years in the Corps. I came back to see my family, and my mom said, "Your brother's down in the basketball courts." I was like, "All right, let me go see him." I go to the basketball court. I pull up. He's by himself, just practicing, putting in work. And I start walking towards the court. And the closer I got, the bigger that mother effer got. And he just didn't stop getting bigger. And I'm like, wait a minute. And he just ran up and boom, just all net slams, hangs from the rim, drops that. And I look up, 6'9", bro.
Holy shit.
Yo, I left. I'm 6'2". I left home. He was shorter than me.
Right. You come back. You're looking up in the air.
6'9". I was like, man, I'm glad I
Holy
kicked his ass so much as a kid that he don't even want to test it.
Right. Oh
So
my
yeah,
God.
he ended up playing semi-pro basketball for a little bit. But yeah, the second is for everyone diversity shoot. I got a phone call from a friend, and he was like, "Hey,
Yeah.
Rutgers Gun Violence Research Center is doing a thing on Black gun owners in New Jersey and Florida. You might want to be a part of it." So I called them up, and they were like, "Hey, it's Jen, blah da da. We'd like to do an interview with you. It's anonymous. It takes about 45 minutes, and talk about your experience as a Black gun owner in New Jersey." So of course we launched into it, started talking to her, answering her questions, and then she
Right.
allowed me to go on my own. And as you people see, it's 28 minutes, and Dave hadn't said 4 words yet. So I just rolled with him. Boom. I'm like, I saw it as an opportunity to talk about what we do. And since they were in New Jersey, actually Rutgers is in New Jersey.
I said that Rutgers
think
was in New Jersey.
doctor-
Yeah.
Yeah, the doctor was actually in Florida at the time doing something, and Jen, her associate, was in Detroit.
Okay.
But I invited them to diversity shoot, and they were like, "Well, this is anonymous." I'm like, "Not no more. It ain't. My name is Tony Simon."
Right. Yeah, fuck all that.
And
Let's
I
do
run
it
the
because it's real.
study
Yeah.
I was like, "You guys doing a study on Black gun ownership and want to meet people?" I was like, "Well, I'm hosting an event where you can meet anybody you want, people from every
Right.
race,
Right.
and you can come no more than one." So they actually came to the event. Jen was pregnant, so she couldn't go on the range, but we didn't change one thing, including my sense of humor. I'm like, nope, not changing anything. And if they expect they, them, Z's, them, and stuff like
Right.
that was not happening. And I opened up with that as my preamble. "Hi, my name is Tony. I host a diversity shoot. If you grew up on All in the Family, if you grew up with Al Bundy,
Married with Children. Married with Children.
yeah, Married with Children, if you watch South Park, all that stuff, you're going to have a great night if you like that sense of humor. If you don't and are offended by it, leave now."
Right.
I was like, "We have pizza coming. We have cheese pizza. We have pepperoni pizza. So if you If you're a vegetarian, we have some cheese pizza for you. If you're a vegan, your ass should have ate before you left the house. Nobody putting up with your bullshit. And, and that's my opening.
Icebreaker, because that makes everybody at ease at that point, like for real.
Done. And the actual doc took notes the entire time I spoke and my guys spoke. And then we went ahead and did the safety intro. We got them in the range. We got them shooting. And but we had some of everyone in there. I can't even tell you who was there. One of the ladies, though, Linda, she's in her 70s, Black lady. And she's brought every family member she has and all of her friends to our event.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Damn.
yeah. She's the one that rolled in with the 94-year-old grandmother dressed with the Erica Badu headdress, African garb. And she was the one that Nick was teaching her. And Nick is a Chinese American. And he has a Fu Manchu.
I love his Fu Manchu.
And he was teaching her to shoot an AK. So I got a picture of an Asian dude teaching a black dude. Is the greatest picture.
That's awesome.
I'm like, yeah, this is what, this was just a random Thursday.
That's awesome.
And that's what we're doing. So it ends up, because it's self-sufficiency. One thing, when you get into firearms, you will be adjacent to people that know you have to protect yourself and the government is not there for you and you have to take care of yourself. Well, that's also people that want to grow food. There's people that want to take themselves off the grid. Mm-hmm. So you're in that same Venn diagram of overlap. Well, the black lady, the 90-something-year-old black woman, was part of a food, what do you call that? Something they all get together and grow food in an urban environment and some kind of collective or something.
Yeah, like a consortium, or I know you're talking.
I forgot the word for it, but yeah, they got together and started urban gardening and hooked up with others. And then somebody said, well, how do you protect your food in an urban area? And it's like, with firearms. So they had some people that had actually been to my event, and they were like, I got the perfect event for you. And they brought all these women from the Bronx and Brooklyn down to Jersey, and we introduced them to firearms and told them how to get started getting their permitting process and everything in New York.
Damn, and that's epic.
Dude, it is crazy.
Damn.
And these were Black and Hispanic women, and I'm talking, the oldest was in their 90s, and the rest.
You can say bye.
Bye. I'm going to my grandma and grandpa's.
Bye-bye. The depressing thing is grandma and grandpa is the same age as me.
Older.
All right, cool. I feel better now. I feel so much better now. So that was the great thing about what we do. It's just we're causing. I said we've had more bromances than Grindr at our place, because we got dudes from different backgrounds, different things. They come in, all of a sudden they're shooting this, shooting that. Especially when we were in PA. I mean, you get to shoot full auto Thompsons, full auto MP5s. And that's where you first ran into the FRT trigger was at our event.
Yeah, because Nick had the FRT trigger, Yep,
yeah, Nick and Ange both had them.
The shock of hearing that thing go off next to you and you're not expecting it, and I was running my suppressed MCX, so I'm like being quiet-ish, and you hear that go off, it was like, holy shit. Yeah, the fuck was that?
That thing was awesome, but both of my guys got rid of them because of the legalities involved, and some of the ranges we work in Jersey were giving a stink eye.
Yeah,
because it sounds full auto,
right? And
they didn't want other range personnel to think that they could have that on the range. I'm like, all right, got you.
Yeah,
but we've been blessed. I do a lot of traveling. We go to SHOT Show. We go to NRA invited me to actually do the podcast where you debuted the High Point 15.
Yeah,
which was cool awesome. Shit. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, man. That was cool.
That was awesome. So now I've been invited back because of the work we did to be in Houston and do the show from there.
Awesome.
And I think they might actually give us a I mean, one, I'm getting the booth. I'm getting my own booth now. I got a booth by myself by accident this last night. They're doing it on purpose this time. Yeah, so they're doing it on purpose this time. So I got my own booth, and it's going to be great. What else? Oh, I'm going to Goals. I went to the first Goals convention, and I'm going to the second one in 2025. So I'm going to be actually a speaker this time, not on a panel. So I have to write a 7-minute speech. They said a 5 to 7 minute speech. The dog's going nuts. And
Yeah.
So me doing a 5 to 7 minute speech is going to be interesting because I got to pack everything into the speech, like beginning, middle, end in a good way and get out of there. Well, the last time somebody told me to do a 7-minute speech, it was in Arizona at this 10th anniversary of this Second Amendment event, and it was 12 minutes long.
I was
It
gonna
was
say,
12 minutes long.
are you actually gonna try and write something this time? Are you gonna try and have something semi sort of planned, or are you just gonna completely fucking you just gonna wing it again?
I'm going to write subjects I want to talk about because I want to make sure I hit them, but I'm going to be respectful and try to do it in that 5 to 7 minutes because
Right.
obviously they like Cheryl Todd put it together in Arizona. Cheryl Todd from Gun Freedom Radio. She's also with Women for Gun Rights as a state representative out of Arizona. She put together the 10th anniversary thing for Arizona Firearms Owners. I think that's what it is. That invited me out to speak. So we did a podcast afterwards on I forgot whose podcast it was. And they were like,
Right.
so did everything run smoothly? Yeah. Did you end on time? They were like, well, we almost ended on time, but we ran 12 minutes long. I don't know why. Oh, yeah, Tony.
Because when you get going, you just roll, man. You just keep going. It's great. I mean,
I try to roll it and keep it entertaining. And it's funny because I got humbled really quick. I talk. I feel this stuff. I'm passionate about the Second Amendment and the fact that us as regular gun owners need to be that change. We the one that need to power this. So I was there with a bunch of awesome people, many of them are friends of mine, and they were nervous about speaking. And they were like, oh my God, I'm really nervous. And I'm like, I've watched you speak before. You know, I've seen you speak in live or on clips. You do a great job. Yeah, but I'm just nervous getting in front of everybody. We had like 2,000 people there. And I was like,
people, but
I was like, just focus. I'll be out there. Just focus on me if you want, and just go with your speech. You ain't gonna screw up. Like, how do you do it? I'm like, how do I do what? Well, do you write your speech? You nervous? I'm like, no, I don't have a speech written.
Yeah,
I just got talking points. I'm just gonna go do it. And they were like, wow, that's crazy. So there was one person. Next person, same thing, same shit. No, I don't have anything written. I'm good.
Right.
And I knew who I was coming after. I knew I was going to be after John Correa of active self-protection. Yeah. And I know John. John's a friend of mine, but I've watched John speak and he pisses everybody off. He walks in and kicks them in the dick. He's like, you need to be training with firearms. He was like, you need to actually be proficient with them and have unconscious competence. And most of you people suck.
Yep.
Most of you don't go to the range enough. You don't shoot your carry gun. You don't still do realistic training.
Nope.
And he just tears the crowd down and leaves. So I was like, all right, John will go up, say some shit, set the place on fire, and I'll tell a fucking dick joke and get everybody on my side. It doesn't take really much, right? I'm going to be a winner. I'm going to bring this thing out of the doldrum, the ashes that he leaves behind. So I'm about to go up. John's up there just wreaking havoc on people. And Cheryl comes to me and goes, hey, Tony, this is Sheriff Mike Lamb. He wants to go up and speak before you because he's got to go. Now, I met him and shook hands with him and stuff, and people coming up, hey, Sheriff, hey, Sheriff. Well, I'm from Virginia, where everybody knows that Sheriff, too, where I'm from, so I didn't see anything wrong. Should have known. We were in Phoenix. That ain't even his county, and people coming up talking about, we love you, Sheriff. I'm like, I don't know shit. I'm an idiot. So, okay, I'm like, he can go up. I don't give a damn. I ain't scared. So he goes up, and the crowd goes bonkers. Like a rock star went up there. I'm like,
you're going, oh shit.
I'm like, this does not bode well for the kid. So my friend Ursula was there because she was due to get up next after me. So I was like, hey, Ursula, Who's that? And she went, that's American Sheriff Mike Lamb. I'm like, this is the funniest thing. She said, that's Mike Lamb. Yeah? America's Sheriff? I'm like, the nigga got a nickname? I'm staring. Again, no clue. So if you've watched Mike Ryan's interview with him, he was on with Mike Ryan, and so he goes up there and the crowd goes nuts, and he brings the mic close to his mouth, which a lot of people weren't doing. So it sounded like they were shouting. He brings it in, so all of a sudden it's intimate sounding coming out because the mic's right here. And she's talking to the crowd, and they're like, "We love you, Sheriff. I love you too." And he goes in and thank you guys. You know, Second Amendment is very important to me. And as a sheriff, I'm the law enforcement. I'm the elected law enforcement. But all that's well and good. But I'd like to mount you people here. I want you to be the first to know. I'm putting together the exploratory committee to run for U.S. Senator for the state of Arizona. Crowd goes absolutely nuts. And I'm like, man.
Have fun following that act up.
Yeah, so all of a sudden I hear Morgan Freeman's voice come in the background. It was at this point.
Tony knew.
He knew.
Fucked
up. And then Chris Rock chimes in from the other side. This is where keeping it real go wrong. I'm like, oh, Jesus. So I just, of course, when something happens like that, and I get humbled, right? I mean, it's not that I'm going to be the best dude. It was just that I knew that I wouldn't bring a crowd down.
Right.
You know what I mean? That was my whole thing, is to keep them hyped and have them happy that you're speaking and give them good news. And I just started
laughing at maximum energy with him already.
Oh, this dude is maxed out at it.
And you're gonna try to keep that shit? Yeah.
And I went, and I just started laughing, dude. I laughed. And Cheryl goes up to introduce me. And I'm like, oh no. This is my good friend, Second Amendment advocate for the Second is for Everyone. Tony Simon. He's out of New Jersey. And he's also I'm like, oh, fuck. The largest pound for pound gun bunny in America, Tony Simon.
Yes.
And I came up and I'm laughing, right? Because this is all the things I wanted, right? I wanted to be able to speak to people on a national level, to get them to actually bring people to the range, to open up and talk to others that look, sound, have different perspective, the whole thing. So this is working. I'm at the Second Amendment rally in Arizona going, you need to bring people in from the other parties, from other persuasions. And the gun bunny thing is just hilarious because I'm making fun of the freaking industry. I walk up, I'm laughing, I give Cheryl a hug and a kiss. I bring the microphone to my mouth, and the crowd's still going nuts. And I'm like, if any of you were ever wondering what it was like to be the guy that went after Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, I'm that guy right now. In the crowd. I'm like, American Sheriff announced his run for Senate right before my speech. And the crowd laughed hysterically. And then I just launched into 12 minutes of hyping people up, talking about what awesome people firearms owners are for the most part, how we need to be advocate and let other people see that, how we need to destroy the negative stereotypes of us by just being the good people we are. And that's what I went on as. And I'm like, each and every one of us can do it. You can be the ambassadors. And if you're one of those people that can't talk to people, that ain't your role. Just support those that can't.
Right.
And 12 minutes later, I was like, thank you very much. Have a great day. Or however the frig I ended it. Crowd was still clapping. And there were people waiting at the bottom of the steps to shake my hand. I walked past Ursula and she said, great, now I got to follow that bullshit.
Like, yeah, you're on your own, sweetheart.
Oh, dude, it was great. So people were shaking my head. It worked out really wonderful. People got video of it. And it was just a good time, dude. But it was really funny. It was like, yeah. I don't need to write a speech. I got this. Holy crap. He just announced a U.S. Senate run.
I don't have shit to top that one. Absolutely nothing.
Like,
Hey, get out and shoot and train.
My whole thing is I don't have to top that. I just have to not bring the energy down.
Right.
And that was
Just
my
go-
whole
go,
goal. Was
I'm Tony.
Yeah.
Seconds for everyone.
Hello, everyone. And hi, is this thing on?
no. I walked in there like James Brown, and that dude was my opener. Joe, back with your bad self.
Thank you.
Baby, baby, baby. Baby, baby, baby. Man, I ain't playing.
God. You're killing me.
Oh, it was great. So that was being there. I got invited to speak in Florida next year. So February, I'm going to be speaking in Florida for their Second Amendment rally, which they have. I already hooked up with them and promised I'd do it actually for 2 years. I got sick this year. I had COVID during it, so I couldn't go. Or cooties. I don't know what I had. I wasn't feeling well and I didn't go.
Just flu. Man.
Look,
That's all.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Believe me, I could give a shit. I had COVID twice. They had to tell me I had it once. I'm like, I don't have the snuffles. I haven't caught. Oh, okay, sure. Whatever you say, guys.
Sure.
I'm at the house. I'm at the house for the next 5 days.
Right. Peace.
Yep, I'm out. So I'm going to be at Goals the beginning of next month. I think second weekend.
It's like 9th, 10th, or something like that. I don't know. People are listening. You look it up. Yeah, 9th or 10th, something like that. I'll be there as well with High Point. So yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
So I'm gonna have a good time there and come out. It is so small now that it's definitely worth going. If you live within 4 or 5 hours of Knoxville, go.
Yeah.
It is worth it because it's small. I mean, I've been to bigger gun shows. So if you missed the NRA, get there.
Let me throw this. I'll ask you this because I didn't go to Goals last year because I work wise, the guys went. I didn't have to. I was on vacation with my wife, anyways. But is Goals like the actual show floor attendance bigger than would you say is GunCon? Like as many manufacturers are there?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's bigger.
Okay.
But it's spread out. You're not. I mean, they're next to each other, but you don't feel like you're on top of each other. It's spread out a lot because they allow the content creators go in on their own day.
Right.
There's not that rush and bustle. Maybe you'll have people doing B-roll, but nobody's really there being annoyed because, regular people were there and you shouldn't be because that's why it's there for regular people. But they gave us a day that we could do content. It was great. And then the next day, people were there. Go to the Goals. It's worth it. And also you join GOA and it's just another one. Look, we need a quiver of arrows. We can't do everything with just the NRA.
No.
We need multiple national level groups, but we also need to join your local groups. Don't be an idiot. Your local groups is the one that you can see what they're doing with your money yourself, going to monthly meetings. So no one's buying suits and flying to freaking Africa like Wayne LaPierre was. You got to love that.
Oh, shit.
I'm like, the hell you doing in Africa, bro? Only mother ever go to Africa and take pictures of white people and dead animals and come back. Whole place full of black folks, not one black dude in the picture. What the hell's going on? I'm gonna just say, how'd you go to a whole continent of black people and avoid taking a picture of one? That's the NRA at that time for you. What, Tony? What are you trying to say? I ain't saying the NRA is prejudiced. I just say it look bad. They don't understand how they look. And thank God they've been changing that because I don't feel the NRA is prejudiced at all. I just think they're unaware of how they look to others, their perception.
I think it got to the point where they didn't care anymore, dude. They truly didn't care under LaPierre. They idn't care. Or maybe I should say this. The few that did care, it didn't matter. They were too much of the minority in the NRA. It didn't matter what they thought because LaPierre didn't care and his crew and cronies didn't care. But now they are making headway and changes. What was it? All the reformers that were trying to get in or that were actually on the ballot, I think got in. Yeah. So and there's more already gunning for 26. So, I mean.
More. Ron Beckman, he just hit me up and he's running.
Charlie Brown, he'll be on the ballot this year. Charlie Brown,
he'll be on the ballot again.
Yeah.
So because I've done the work, right? Because I've gone to events, because I've been an advocate, I know many of the people running are actual Second Amendment advocates, and those are the people I've been recommending and pushing.
Right.
The NRA board should, I feel the NRA board should be the like NFL of advocacy. I think it should be the team. It should be the freaking super team, like the Olympic team, right? You have the
Right.
Olympics. Everybody that's an advocate everywhere else comes and they're on the NRA board. They've already shown a body of work. You don't just come to the NRA. No,
Yeah.
you've done work in your state. You've done work on a national level. You were in GOA. You've done something, and you had all these assholes. 76 board members,
Yeah.
and like 5 of them were actually activists. That
Right.
was ridiculous.
Right.
No. The entire NRA board should be made up of people that are already put in like work that you can
Yep.
see.
Absolutely, they should be.
And that's what we need to change it to, because those people actually have made a difference and they know what fighting is about with a tiny ass budget. If you came from a local or state organization, you know what it's like to be grassroots. And now you have, well, they don't have 5 million people anymore, but they can get back up if they
Yeah.
earn people's trust back. And I think they should.
Yep.
I see the NRA as an aircraft carrier and other organizations as those support ships that keep aircraft carriers don't
Yep.
go into harm's way by themselves. They have support
What do you
ships. They have
mean?
amphibious landing ships. They have
Yeah.
subs. They have air cover. They have all of that. And that's what all the other groups are. That's what your local groups are in your state. That's what GOA is. That's what Second Amendment Foundation is. We need all of those because NRA has their budget and their friggin' places they're going to hit and the lawsuits they're going to put in place. GOA has theirs. SAF has theirs. Local groups have
FTC's
theirs.
right.
And you got to have that going on because everybody can hit different places. And that's what we need. So when people go, oh, death to the NRA, you're a fucking idiot and don't know how things work.
What killed me the most with this, just in 25, all the reformers trying to get in, and I think we're going to see more of this again next year in 26, is if you are a life member, which I am not, but if you're a life member and you've turned your back on the NRA because you're so pissed off at what they've been doing, what LaPierre did, and you're not putting in the tiny, tiny bit of effort to vote for somebody when you're a life member, you are an idiot. You need to do that because it can be changed. They're showing signs already that it is changing. I mean, shit, dude. John Patton. Patton called me and he goes, hey, dude, check this out. NRA asked thinking of a booth at GunCon. I said, really? I was like, and? He goes, well, what do you think? I was like, well, did you make up your mind? He goes, yeah, but what do you think? I was like, okay, I think, fuck yes. Let him have a booth at GunCon. Let them get their asses reamed by people that are pissed off the NRA. And he goes, dude, it's exactly what I told him. And they were like, yes, we will be that punching bag. I'm like, there you go. They know it. They're making the difference already, you know. So you got to still support that one too.
Again, I've been doing this since 2012. I know people in the NRA. I know people in the NRA ILA. Most people don't get it because you look at the douche canoes that ran the thing into the ground.
Right.
You don't understand the people, the everyday workers, or the true believers in the Second Amendment. Many of them, 100%, especially in the NRA ILA, 100% believe in the Second Amendment, and they fight in their state. My man Kelvin, he was out in St. Louis, but he handles NRA ILA out that way. Came and spoke in Nebraska with me, and dude lit it up, man. I was like, he went and said his speech before they introduced me, and I came up and I gave him dap, and I leaned in and I said, thanks a lot, Malcolm X. I got to follow you now. And he was just awesome. A passionate dude and a well-spoken, like, I was like, damn, that boy good. That boy good.
Yeah. Oh, he good. He good.
Oh, he good. If you don't get the reference of Coming to America, you really need to look at better movies, people.
Yeah. Seriously.
But Kelvin said, I love what you did here. And he was willing last year to actually help fund me getting out there out of his own personal bank account and drive me around to 3 different states to do diversity shoots last year. NRA couldn't fund it because I'm not a 501c3.
Right.
So guess what? 2020 What's next? 6.
6.
I will be one. And we're going to try to do a Midwest tour and head out there because I think it's very important to get people across the country involved.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to figure out how I can franchise 2A4E. That's fine. But no one has to wait for me to invite people at your work
Right.
to go shoot, to set up a private time, to maybe even set up a private class and hook up with somebody. Hey, dude, look, I got 10 people coming. If I can get like $20 from them each, can you give us like an hour and a half? You know, we scram together some ammo and just introduce them to firearms in a safe way.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Well, it's me, like my core guys. I can't say that I really have much of like a work network to invite people because obviously I work in the gun industry, working for High Point, so I don't have anybody that doesn't know guns for shit. But the two other guys, my core group, the three of us that shoot all the time, they work with other people and have like, hey man, I think I'm gonna invite this person, that person out. I'm like, cool, yeah. Just say when, so I know we all know between the three of us to make sure we bring enough shit to supply somebody else, you know. But now I think a lot of times then they still get cold feet because maybe they talk to the one guy, you know, it talks about all the tactical maneuvering we're doing, the G.I. Joe LARPing we're doing. Well, yeah, it's because that's how we have fun with it, you know. But
yeah,
you still need to come out and do it. And I think they're getting too much cold feet from it.
And I totally understand it, dude, because I live in the anti-gun state.
Right.
Again, I live in New Jersey for people who don't know. And there's an inherent risk of being a social pariah because you're a gun guy. Me, I was born and raised in Virginia. I give 0 fucks what you soft ass bitches up here think. So I'm like, what are you gonna do? You're scared of guns, homo.
Seriously,
and by the way, I'm old. Being called homo or gay has nothing to do with sexual orientation.
No, watch that part.
Sorry, wrong generation, guys. Yeah, it's like you're scared of guns, dude. Yeah, you can't. One of the things, diversityshoot.com, you go there, you see t-shirts, you even see some of the t-shirt with me in the bubble bath. It says Tony Simon says hi from Planet Lovetron.
Yes.
Yes. So that t-shirt is from my friend Erin Collette. She came up with it. I'd taken a picture and in 2014, and that just blew up bigger than I ever thought it was. No, excuse me, 2016, that blew up bigger than I ever thought it was. But Erin Paulette contacted me and said, hey, can I put your picture on the t-shirt? If you don't know who Erin Paulette is, Erin Paulette runs Pink Pistols and also Operation Blazing Sword. Pink Pistols is the largest LGBTQ Second Amendment organization in the world. And also Operation Blazing Swords is a volunteer thing that NRA instructors volunteer to help people in the LGBT community introduce them to firearms. And I was one of the first people to sign up to that when it started. So if you're going to try to cancel me because I used the word homo,
right,
it's a joke.
Right.
It's a joke, not a dick. Don't take it so hard.
Well, and I think even that kind of shit I've noticed, like I listen to a lot of pop culture shows and shit just because I don't know. It's the other thing I'm into. I'm a big movie guy. So listen to several pop culture shows, and several of the shows, they're like, yeah, we're saying gay, we're saying homo, we're saying retard, we're saying it again, and it has nothing to do with your orientation, any of the crap that you're into. We're saying it because it's funny, and we're saying it because it's just our culture of how we'd say shit, and it's been neutered, and we're bringing the shit back. And that's like,
it was, see,
absolutely.
And the reason, it pissed me off because I was around for it. I watched the culture fake this change because it was fake. It wasn't real. It was disingenuous. And I'm talking about from the time I got back, and it's hilarious because if you step out of America for a significant amount of time, and I was just gone 2 years, I was gone 25 months, and I came back and it had moved on. So I left America. I was black. I came back and they were trying to tell me I was an American of African descent. Most people don't remember they tried that bullshit. And then it was African American.
I remember that. I vaguely remember that.
Yeah. That happened between 1989 and 1991. And I'm like, one, I ain't saying all that. I'm like, my birth certificate said Negro. I was cool being black. Now you're trying to. I was glad it was no longer Negro. So I'm like, no, I'm not buying into your bullshit. But that's when it started, and they kept pushing it. And it was my generation, because again, I was 20, 21, 22, and I'm looking because I moved, or I got out the Corps and I moved to Jersey. Well, you got a 22-year-old dude who's from the South, born and raised, went to and became a United States Marine. And now you put me in politically correct New Jersey. Oh, I tore this thing up. I'm like, nope, I'm not talking about that. Nope, that's bullcrap. No, I hold the door open for you. Yes, I call you ma'am. I'm not a man.
Right.
Yes, you are. You're a female. Guess what? I'm not going
Yeah.
against all of my upbringing. I was
Yeah.
like, it's really amazing to me. You're offended by that. But if I sit there and I talk down to you because I was Muslim and it was in my culture and I was from another country, you'd accept that and go, oh, you have to understand. I'm from the South and I'll treat you with respect and I'll hold the door open for you and I'll call you ma'am, regardless of your age.
Yeah.
And somehow that offends you. You're silly.
Yeah. Yeah. Clearly you're the problem
And
at that point then.
Yeah.
You're like, Jesus.
So I watched that happen, and I watched my friends' kids play soccer and stuff. And if the score got too one-sided, they stopped counting the score. And I'm like,
Mhm.
what do you mean you stop counting the score? And they're like, yeah, well, after if it's a blowout, we don't count. I'm like, you think the kids ain't counting? You think the
Right.
kids don't know they didn't
They
get their
know.
ass kicked?
They know. Yeah.
I'm like, y'all made it worse because y'all like, you did so bad, we're not even going to count it anymore. I'm like, no, bro, no. I was like, this is whack. So we watch the whole concern for others. It's fake. All
It
of your
just
friend
created,
are white upper
created a
middle.
giant
Yeah.
weakness. It created a giant weakness in people across the board.
Oh, you can't say that about them. About whom?
Yeah.
Well, they might get offended. He's right there. Hey, you get offended, you homo? Are you gonna cry like a little girl? No? Well, he might not have got offended, but somebody, what, an imaginary person you made up somehow overheard a
Right.
conversation I had, and what's their name? And when that was me in '93 in Rutgers. What's the name of the imaginary person that's upset?
Well, it's like I love how much now it's funny that with Facebook Reels, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, TikTok, all that shit is regenerating so many
Mhm.
older videos. And it's probably a 10-year-old video or so, but it's like a college kid and he's walking around, he's got a fake, black dark mustache, wearing a sombrero and a poncho, and he's going up to Mexicans and people are going, and it's all like liberal white women. They're going, oh, that's so culturally inappropriate. And he's like, why? I'm celebrating Mexicans and Mexican heritage. And every fucking Mexican person goes up to, they're like, he's like, hey, does this offend you? They're like, no, senor, that looks good. You look good. I like your outfit. Yeah, that's great. It was like, thank you. I'm so glad that see that video again, perpetuating, coming back out around again. It's like, oh, it's so offensive. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Remember the Bruce Lee Kung Fu outfit? The black and white gi, the sneaks, all the whole thing?
Yeah.
I bought that when I was in Japan.
Hell yes. I didn't see a photo of that.
It was me, and it was my boy Randy and Sean. We both got Kung Fu outfits, and all three of us went to the mall in Hiroshima. So we're walking around. Two white dudes and a black dude walking through the mall.
Oh my God.
Hello. Everyone was Kung Fu fight. We didn't do any of the ha ha ha. We're just walking around, just being regular dudes. Nobody's offended.
Yeah, nobody gives a
Ends
shit.
up, my boy Randy was like, I need a date. No, what was it? Hold on. I know what it was. I was the first one to get a date. I walked up and saw this badass Japanese chick. And I was like, hey, how you doing? She was like, hey, my name's Tony. Yeah, this is my friend Randy. This is my friend Sean. I want to know, you want to go out Saturday? Yes. Here's my phone number. Here's my phone number. That was it. That was the Riz, right? Just bold enough to walk up to her and kick it to her in English and Japanese.
Right.
Then Randy was like, bro, that's crazy. Can you do that? He's like, can you do that for me? All right, it's easy. Come on. We walk further down. We walk into a women's clothing store. One of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life is working behind the counter. I walk up to her. She's like, this is a women's clothing store. I'm like, that's great because we're looking for women. This is
Oh my God. Yes. Yes.
Dude, she immediately laughs. I was like, so my name's Tony. This is my boy Sean. This is my boy Randy. Randy wants to go out with you. Randy's 6'2", blonde hair, blue eyes. What? Bravo. What was the dude? Oh, hey, here. Johnny Bravo.
Yeah.
If Johnny Bravo was a person, Randy was jacked and again tall, not roided out jacked, like I lift weights, work out, and shave my chest jacked. Blue eyes, baby face, bro.
Oh shit.
He was like, yeah, I like it. Cool. It's a date. You guys are going out Saturday. Give me your phone number.
Stupid.
Gives the phone number. We walk out. Sean is looking at me like I got a superpower. He's like, give it to me. I'm like, nah, it's all burnt out. Sorry, dude.
It's all burnt out. You're on your own.
All burnt out. Should have asked earlier. I only had one more good one in me. These are your boys. What a dick. But yeah, just 3 freaking Marines walking through the freaking mall in Hiroshima, hooking up with chicks. And that's
Bruce
what
Lee
it was
outfits.
like, bro.
In Bruce Lee outfits.
Kung Fu outfit. So my whole thing is this, though. No one was offended at all.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, if there was one liberal white woman there, Carol would have been shouting to the high heavens. And it was like, no, we weren't going around pretending to do kung fu. We just thought it was a cool ass outfit, because it's just an outfit. It's not even really a kung fu outfit.
It's just clothing.
It's a Chinese peasant kind of outfit, but Japanese people have that. So we had right outside the base. Most people don't know because they don't go to military bases, but right outside our base in Japan, you had businesses that were selling clothing and stuff to U.S. Marines. And some of these guys, I couldn't believe it, would get off base and wouldn't leave a mile outside the perimeter of their camp. They wouldn't go a mile outside. As far as they could walk and walk back, that's as much of Japan as they saw.
Wow.
Well, they had tailors there, and these people were Indian. They were from India. And they had tailor shops and clothing shops. And, of course, they spoke English and they spoke American English. Right. Well, I'd never seen an Indian in real life. Understand, again, born and raised in the South, in Virginia, in a farming community.
Right.
So when I grew up, when I talk to people and I try to do a voice, my pretend voice was this voice. Yep. It made no difference. It wasn't a person. It was just my crazy, crazy voice. Didn't know. I'm walking down. And these Indian people from a part of India where they were as dark as me or darker.
Okay.
All right. So they were dark-skinned Indian people with the freaking thick mustache. Mm-hmm. And at the time, the haircut was, some of the dudes had like almost an Elvis Pompadour.
Oh, shit.
Or their hair slicked back. Like, and I'm walking like, who the hell are these people?
Right.
You know, because I expected Japanese people. This is my first week in I expected Japanese people, who are these black motherfuckers? And they're like, "Dead boss, want to come in and see something, buy some clothes?" And I'm like, why are they using my voice?
Oh, God.
I didn't know people sounded like, I sweat it. Well, no, stack of Bibles.
Hilarious. The
only exposure I'd had to Indian people was watching Gandhi with Ben Kingsley.
Right. Oh my God.
I didn't know any. Yeah, so I'm like, sure. And I walk in and the guy's talking. So I started talking. I'm like, oh, my goodness. I did not know you're talking like this. And they're like, oh, man, you're really good. And I didn't know, bro. I had no idea people spoke like this. They were cool as hell. Then they learned that I spoke like that. And I started picking up the head movement thing. Right. And using some of the words instead of kind of counterclockwise, you say anti-clockwise. And I just started throwing the words in because I was hanging out with these psychos, which were real cool dudes who were in Japan on work visas with their family, and you work in and out. So you rotated. And I got to know a lot of them, and they were the ones that hooked me up with the Kung Fu suit. Nice. But then when I get out of the military, I come here, I go to work in my parents' shop in Jersey. Down the road is another dude's our age, me and my brother's age. My brothers all work for my parents' company too, as locksmiths. So we're working 7 days a week. We're on call 24 hours a day. Well, they had a convenience store down there, Krauser's, which is a convenience store chain in Jersey at the time. And their family owned that. So there were Indian dudes there all the time that were my age. So I walked in the door and I'm like, I'm Joe. How's it going, boss? And I just rolled into it with the head movement and everything else and got my stuff. And they're like, and we just started joking. What the fuck?
What the fuck is this? You don't fuck.
They taught me curse words. They taught me all kinds of stuff that I would say with the accent.
Oh, shit. That's awesome.
One day I came blowing in to get something. I jumped out, walked in. Hey, homos, how you doing? You big gay son of a bitch. And they snapped back. And they had a new dude because, again, they rotate in and out. So the new dude was setting up. He was low. And I'm just talking mad shit.
Oh, God.
And again, with the accent. And he turned around like, dude, who is this guy busting these guys? He turned around and saw a black dude. And they was like, like he physically did a freaking
he thought you were one of them. And it's like, what the shit?
He said, I thought you were one of us, man. He said, I thought you were one of us, man. And dude, people are the same everywhere. That's what I learned when I was overseas. Because again, I hooked up with the most beautiful woman in the world that I met over there at that time. She was Korean. Her family was brought over as slave labor from Korea, and she was still there.
Wow.
So I met Koreans, I met Indians, I met all these people, and what I learned is people are people. Yeah. So now I'm back in Jersey and I'm hanging out with dudes in my age group, busting chops. We calling each other names and freaking Indian, or well, it's not really Indian, but whatever. Yeah. But we're freaking busting balls. So they decided to mess with all the new guys that came over and told people that one of my parents is Indian. That's why I talk like that. Dude, they started a whole freaking rumor.
Oh my God, where are you been from?
Oh, bro, it's freaking hilarious. Just to entertain themselves. Because we all worked. We all worked for family. Like, my day started, I'd open the shop up at 7 a.m. and I'd close the shop at 10 o'clock at night.
Right.
And that would be my week. And then on a weekend, we were only open 12 hours. We were only open half a day. 12 hours. So
12 hours.
That was how we worked, dude. So we were just so much alike. And I think that got me to see through the bull crap.
Right.
And then when 2012 happened and I decided to become an advocate and get I'm like, look, we cannot win this by only appealing to white conservative Republicans.
Yeah.
That's not how we're going to win it. This is a human right. We have to make people understand that this is a human, not just a civil right, the human right of self-defense. Animals are born with claws, teeth, and thick skin.
Yep.
We don't have any of that. Yep. Our only means of defense is weapons. And if we don't, our most effective and efficient means of defense is a firearm. That's, you could fight somebody off with a freaking pen.
Yep.
But I'm sure you'd rather have a gun. Exactly. So my whole thing was we need to be able to get people across the political spectrum to ride with us. And the best way to do that is to invite them to get to know us, because gun people are some of the coolest people out there. They volunteer, they're firefighters, they're teachers, they're doctors, they're lawyers, they're in every aspect. But depending on where you live and what you do, you could lose your damn job if you don't. If you don't know, I have people, we have hundreds of people come through our events. Everybody can't be in a photo.
Right.
Everyone can't be in a photo.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep. So no. It's not because there's too many. It's because they could lose their job in New Jersey.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Damn.
So they can't be in pictures. I can't say. Yeah, so I had a picture of one lady. She had my shirt on, with me in the bubble bath and stuff. And I had to friggin' impose the emoji over her face.
Right.
And the funny thing is, she came back and she retired from that job. And she's like, oh, hell yeah, you can put my picture in. But before that,
right,
she'd be the one that took our photos for us. So we have to cross over. And everybody likes a joke. Everybody likes to laugh. Everybody has almost the same sense of humor, but they are some social norms that you can't violate. If she's Muslim, you can't touch her. If you're not family and you're a guy, you don't touch
Right.
her. Well, my guys are all firearms instructors, NRA, and other organizations, and you ask, but
Right.
sometimes people forget because everybody's not trained, or you're used to working with others. You
Right.
can't. You have to ask permission. And with a Muslim woman, you can't do it, even if you.
Right.
No.
Right. It just doesn't no.
So we had one of our guys, he came, Nashim, and he was like, dude, I'm going to Rutgers. I'm going to be a lawyer, but Thursdays is one of my classes. But as soon as I graduate, I'm coming. And he'd see me all the time, dude. I had a class off the day I was able to come. Well, he graduated. My man showed up with like 6 or 7 other fellow law students from Rutgers.
Oh,
It was
hell
his
yes.
first. He showed up, boom, came
Yeah.
through. One of the ladies had a hijab on. They were there. So we took pictures. We had a great time. He became a firearms instructor. And one of the very first comments some asshole wrote, "Oh, we teaching those people how to freaking shoot guns now?" And I hit them back hard. I'm like, those people? What, you mean human beings? People
Right.
that
Citizens of
college
the greatest country in the
educated,
world.
college educated lawyers? You fucking moron. I'm like, don't you understand? We can't win this with people you feel comfortable with. And I think that's
Yeah.
something we all got to learn. Understand, meeting someone halfway ain't putting yourself at risk. That's the safest shit you can do. You've
Yeah.
not put yourself out of your own comfort zone. You got to meet people at 60% of the way. You got to put yourself out there and have some skin in the game and actually have, maybe you don't get along and maybe you do step on your dick and say something you're not meant. But if you're coming from a good place, you can recover from that. But you have to put it out there. You have to risk rejection. Talking to somebody that don't look like you, talking to that person with blue hair and a septum piercing and fucking BLM shirt on or whatever people somehow assume others walk around like. And I'm like, nobody does that, right?
Right.
Stop believing the shit you see online is real shit. So I've had people come in that are gay. Why? How do I know? Because they had the freaking rainbow T-shirt on with a freaking.
Right.
Oh, the time that Nashim came in with his Muslim crew, and they're in one port. Actually, they're in 2 ports. So you have traditional Muslims in 2 ports. Well, 1 port down, you had an openly lesbian girl with the rainbow shirt on, the spiked hair, and the nose piercing. And they're all learning to shoot guns together because this is, again, the human right of self-defense. I'm not playing your bullshit. And I go into my thing saying that I don't care what you are. I love you anyway. I'm a Christian. And I love you regardless. You can't do nothing about that.
Yep.
But my whole thing is, I feel you should have the right to protect you and the ones you love against anybody that's trying to put their will, press their will upon you without your permission. You should be able to defend you and yours with deadly force if necessary. And the only way we can do that is to make sure we keep the Second Amendment alive and well and make it apolitical. That's the problem. It used to be apolitical. They need to keep us divided.
Mhm.
John F. Kennedy got a freaking AR-15 presented to him by the NRA in 1962, 1963. That's the way it used to be. They made it political so we can fight about it. And they make sure they bring up other topics if we start getting along. What about abortion? What about this? What about Israel, Palestine? What about Russia, Ukraine? That has nothing to do with you and what happens in your everyday life. But what does have something to do is you've watched them lie. I don't care what side of you still believing everything they did to you during COVID was necessary.
Stop believing all this bullshit.
You're a moron. And I totally understand if you got caught up in the propaganda they gave you because they
easily
had
done.
you locked in
Easily
the
done.
house.
Yeah.
And they hit you every day with every show over and over again. And to me, I've been to this dance before. I've seen it before during the Gulf War when they forced me as a young Marine to get shots we didn't need. I didn't even freaking deploy. And they gave us shots upon shots.
Right.
And then when the Gulf War syndrome happened, they tried to act like it only happened to people that were deployed. No, something was in the shots.
Yeah.
because people that never went overseas had Gulf War syndrome. And so when they tried to do it again, I was like, I will quit my job before I let them stick a needle in me.
Yep.
Because I do not trust them.
Well,
And
something you had me thinking. I
you're right.
want to hit on. Talking
Mhm.
about getting people out there and teaching them, because you're right to self-defense, is that thing right there is the firearm. What is that firearm's purpose? That firearm's purpose is to, one, give you a leg up on them, and two, that firearm was created for a singular purpose, that was to end the life of something else. So yes, when you're out there training, yes, you are training to be that comfortable and proficient with that firearm to end something else. I'm not asking you or anybody else to be comfortable with that in the long run, but in the end, you need to be proficient with it. I hate it when you get the stories of somebody says, "Oh, well, I bought my wife a gun, I bought my buddy a gun, or whoever I got the gun. Oh, if she gets bad, I'll just grab my gun." Like, and do what with it? Like, I don't care if it's a critter on your farm or a stranger walking up at 2 a.m. on your property, and do what with it? That tool is designed to kill people. We're not going to quit sugarcoating that. It is designed to kill people, but it's so you can end them before they end you, but you have to know how you're using it.
Why would somebody want a military type of one?
Oh my God.
Mine's better than that. Mine's better than that.
Right.
Two,
All of mine are.
it's a life-saving piece of how's this? We can play word games. Fine. It's a life-saving piece of equipment.
Yeah.
I'm using this to defend the lives of me and my loved ones against somebody that wants to take that life.
Yeah, because I'm always going to value my life and my family's life over somebody else that's coming at me. And
you've made a choice. Oh, you shoot somebody over material things? No, I'm not going to shoot you over material things. I'm going to I'm going to defend myself. Now it's you that holding the value of your life for this thing that's in my house. Get out of my house. Don't freaking be a threat to me and my family.
Because
understand,
I've seen more. I feel like I've seen more stuff popping up on, mentioning sporting use again. Get the fuck out of here with the sporting use thing.
No,
that's politicized bullshit. It's like saying assault rifle. What the fuck is an assault rifle? Don't get me wrong. I actually like the term assault rifle. I think it's great, but it's a politicized fucking term, just to make it sound scary.
No. You're using the wrong word. Assault rifle's real and there's a definition. Assault weapon.
Assault weapon. Assault weapon. Right.
Yeah, assault rifle is fully automatic. Fuck.
Yeah, like an actual M4, a 249 saw, something like that.
Yeah, it's actually medium caliber. Damn, I'm using the wrong words. Anyway, intermediate. There's cartridge. A definition. Intermediate cartridge.
I was wrong. It's assault weapon is the thing.
Yeah, assault weapon is the freaking made up bullshit term, and I put it out there. Understand? Yes, I should have all of that. I should have exactly everything the military has. I should have full auto. It should be dropped off at my house by Amazon. All right, because none of that
pay for all the shit anyways.
Well, my whole thing is this: none of the horrible things you said is going to happened prior to 1934.
Right.
When belt feds were able to be dropped off at your house, water-cooled machine guns were able to be ordered and delivered to your front door, and it didn't have to go through an FFL, and they weren't a whole bunch of shootings.
Yeah,
it was mail order. A lot of black people are alive today because you were able to mail order guns through the Sears catalog to your home, because most people don't know there's something called Red Summer. Look it up. It should make you pissed off if you're an American. See, that's the problem here. They use divisiveness to even teach us history.
Yep.
Red Summer happened 1919, 1920, 1921, 1922, when black people were lynched all across America for a variety of reasons that were all race-based. And they were murdered in places like, there's a movie called Rosewood. You can look it up. It's fictionalized. It was a town. It's a real event that has been fictionalized. There was a real town in Florida where they just murdered the black men there, and the people ran into the swamps to get away from the murdering, roving bands of white people. And the town no longer exists, and they don't even talk about it today. In Range TV did a thing on it. Kevin Dixie of No Other Choice Firearms Training actually talks about it.
Yeah,
Greenwood is another. Yep, Greenwood is another one that took place in the 1920, 1919 era. That was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, when they burned down what they call Black Wall Street. All over, supposedly a black man attacked a black elevator operator attacked a white woman on the elevator at work. So Okay, that makes sense, right? At his job, he attacks a white woman surrounded by
Right.
people in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Let me explain. That won't happen today. So, and they wanted to lynch him because that's what they said. And the black people surrounded the jail and wouldn't let him be lynched. They wanted him to have a freaking fair trial. And people armed up. And then they attacked the black neighborhood, and the state police were even part of it. They firebombed people from, you know how much money you have to fly airplane in the 1920s, and they were dropping gasoline bombs on black cities and black towns. So that's the shit that happened in the 1920s. So armed black people were able to save their own lives and defend themselves against roving bands of people. Again, it happened across the country. There were multiple in many cities, including New Jersey, Chicago, Detroit. There were all kinds of uprisings against blacks because blacks had moved from the farms into industrial areas, into plants to work. And that was not good because people didn't want those people here taking our jobs. Sound familiar? Except those were Americans that had already fought in World War I or were veterans of Spanish American War.
American War.
My great grandfather was one of the ones that were in the black combat unit during World War I. These are people that already fought in the 1920s, and you're still not treating them like citizens. They had to be armed up to protect themselves. Well, what happens when Prohibition comes in? Oh, gangsters are using all these guns. We have to make them harder to get. So we're going to put a tax stamp on them. They wanted to ban handguns. That's the whole point of the 16-inch barrel and the 18-inch barrel requirements, because they wanted to determine the difference between a rifle, a shotgun, and a handgun, because they were going to ban handguns, because that's what the many blacks were using to defend themselves, because they were buying old pistols. That's what they were trying to do. So the NFA is based on racist policies to disarm black people, but use the gangs as an excuse during Prohibition. Oh, yeah, they were well armed with the police. What, do you think like Machine Gun Kelly was paying a $200 for a tax stamp? No, they were stealing guns from friggin' National Guard armories, and they were having dudes make up the guns. But yet again, the government created a problem, the Great Depression. They created a problem, Prohibition, and they said the way to solve the violence that they created was by taking some of your rights away.
Mm-hmm.
And they've never changed the formula.
Speaking to that, with the NFA tax stamps now going to be $0 come January, what do you think the chances of lawsuits actually completely eradicating the NFA? I don't care if it's even by then, before then, after then, whatever.
I hope. So see, I hope it works out. Because what am I registering if I ain't paying the tax on it? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense.
Nothing. Yeah. How can you have a tax?
The way they work. Exactly. The tax is $0.
Yeah. Because I know the other big fear is they're afraid of the House and Senate flipping the midterms at that point, and then they can just put a bigger tax in on it, you know. But
they should worry about the House flipping and then midterm, because the Republicans have figured out how to fuck up a good thing.
Yep. Don't they always? The
Republican Party is not pro-gun.
Dude, there's no two party. It's a one party. Come on, it's a one party.
Yeah. So the Republican Party always acts as if, hey, we can't do anything. It just is too overwhelming. But once we get in power, we're going to pass Pro-2 legislation. They get in power.
How many times have we heard that?
Listen, this is not the right time for this.
Yeah, it's not the right time.
I'm like, but you have the House, the Senate, and the presidency. This is the perfect. No, because if we push this through, the Democrats are going to push the other way when they're getting power. That they should do that. When you have an advantage, you press it. You never heard of that? Yeah, because they're anti-gun. It's every time. It happened in 2016 to 2018. It's happening right now. They're going to lose the midterms.
Yep.
And now, what Epstein list? Who Epstein? New phone? Who this? Oh, you just wrecked everything. If you're running as a Republican, you better be screaming at the top of your lungs how important it is to get that Epstein list out if you want to be reelected.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm reelected, I'm pushing this through. You better sing that song loud, because understand, Trump has no coattails for you to ride. All right, Trump has no coattails for you to ride into the next election because he just burned all of them off with this thing.
Yep.
Well, I told you clowns about Pam Bondi before, and I'm talking to anybody who didn't pay attention. You should really start following pro 2A people. I know most people don't want to hear it because you don't want to hear
Yeah.
the bills from Colorado. You don't want to hear the bills coming in from Oregon. The fact that we're losing in some states, so you block it out. But we were the
Yep.
ones going, Pam Bondi's a piece of shit. Pam
Yep.
Bondi don't want people below the age of 21 to have guns. Pam Bondi's for red flag laws.
Yep.
We told over and over again,
Yep.
but so many gun people only want to talk about the newest stuff that's out that they don't want to talk about the politics that's going to take this shit away from them.
Yep.
And it's like, you got to be a little bit involved. Dude, if your illiterate forefathers were passionate about politics, how come you're so much smarter, but so much less educated on the fucking topics?
God.
You don't even know how government works.
Because of social media and shorts, because it's literally brain rot. Seriously.
Yes.
I mean,
But
I'll
there's
still stand by and
educational
say that.
shit out there. Go ahead.
I know. I still say that between social media, obviously it has its pluses. There's some good to be had out of it, but there's a huge negative out of it. And same thing with 24-hour news networks. Those two things are two of the most vile things we've created that have fucked up our own society. That people have the ability to be more intelligent. There's more information accessible to them, but because they just get drawn into this shit and they just buy
Propaganda.
everything they're hearing. Yeah, it is all propaganda anymore. All of it.
Okay. My whole thing about diversity shoot. I use the term diversity for a reason because my shit is real diversity. They've given diversity a bad name. Understand, I kicked this off in 2015 before it got real stupid. Diversity to me is diversity of thought, diversity of perspective, diversity of where you come from. And we can still come together because we're the greatest country on earth. If not, I don't see anybody else screaming and trying to protest to come here for free with no restrictions. I don't see nobody doing that in Liberia. So what I'm saying is we're the greatest country in the world. We're more diverse than any other place. Oh, Tony, you can say that. Shut up. Yes, I can say that. We're more diverse than any other place because we accept people going way back. We don't have those ancient freaking prejudices built in because your goat fucking relative came over this mountain and killed this goat fucking relative in 5 AD. Or these people over here have been repressing these people over here. I'm sorry, but fuck Europe. So that's my whole thing. Everybody falls in love and act like everyone else is so open-minded. This country is not even 250 years old yet.
Yeah.
All right. In that time, we've settled it. We went from sea to shining freaking sea. You killed the Native Americans. They took an L just like tribal warfare anywhere else on the planet.
Right.
They took an L, but instead of wiping them out and getting rid of their entire language and just snuffing them out as a people like they've done everywhere else in the world, we were like, yeah, all right, we're going to chill with that. You can either incorporate yourself in society or stay on a reservation. And it's going to suck because we ain't perfect. But we still know the name of most of these tribes, and there's still people with their blood running through them in these places. We have every religion known to man. None of them got wiped out. Can't say that in the rest of the world. So America is diverse. We're way more open-minded. Again, people ain't lining up going, they should let anybody in every country, but they damn sure said in here and they got traction with it because we feel that people should have an opportunity to have what we have here. The hard part is going, well, who gets that opportunity? Because we don't owe the entire world that opportunity.
Yeah.
How's this? Young, fit person, young, smart woman. Why don't you turn that shithole you came into part of America and get these same rights there? Don't come here to get them. If you got all that goddamn energy, use them there.
Did you see? I've seen this pop up on X and Instagram. I think it's the Brits, or no, maybe it wasn't the Brits. It was Europeans in general. Europeans. Maybe it was the Brits. It doesn't matter. Either way, Europeans or Brits, one of them. The citizens are screaming for firearms, the right to defend themselves against the immigrants that are taking over their areas. I was like, wow.
How'd that work out?
Look at that.
How's that even possible? That sounds like hate speech.
Right.
That sounds
it's like,
hate
holy
speech.
shit. Oh,
how dare you want to use deadly force to protect you and yours from violent people?
Right.
Because truthfully, I mean, and then you go, well, they're state immigrants. Well, I have to give a description of who the frig is I want to defend myself. Can you? I want to stop violent people from
Undocumented
taking stuff
workers.
from me. Well, I love they keep changing the damn thing, and
Oh,
it's
God, I
like
know.
you keep. I'm like, it used to be illegal immigrants. I think
That was just illegal
uh,
aliens when I was a kid. Illegal
illegal
aliens.
aliens. I'm sorry, yeah, illegal aliens. It was the illegal aliens.
That's
Oh,
illegal
those are
immigrants,
no
undocumented
persons.
workers, and fuck.
No person's illegal. Bitch, I work in a prison. Let me explain to you what illegal people do. I don't work in a
Oh, my
jail.
God.
I don't work in a county lockup. I work in an effing prison. You can call them what you want. I think now they don't even call them inmates. They call them incarcerated persons because they're trying. You know what they don't do? Let them out. So you can call them anything you want to, but you're still here for the next
Incarcerated
100 years.
persons. Jesus.
Yeah, you're still here
Inmates.
for the next 100 years.
Inmate,
It's really cute, though.
prisoner, fucking
Convict.
convict. Yeah, there
Inmate,
you go.
prisoner, all those are rude and they hurt their feelings. No, you know what hurts their feelings?
my
Being locked
God.
up here 24/7 for the next century. You can
What
call
was
me Baba Ganoush if you let me out.
I mean, I'll say I certainly try and keep, from watching too much, brain rot shorts and shit, but sometimes they still get through. And I fucking saw one X today. Inmate, prisoner, convict, whatever. He's showing up holding multiple bars of soap and drops them all on the ground and bends over and picks them up. Shows that nothing happened. But there's a freeze frame of as he's bent down, a guy in the background, he immediately turns and looks at him. There's a freeze frame of that dude like looking at him. It's like, oh yeah, you know what's gonna happen now, pal, because you did just drop that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that doesn't happen because we have PREA, which is Prison Rape Elimination Act, and that just doesn't happen. And if it does happen, we're supposed to report it.
We made a law so it didn't happen, huh? Okay, cool.
Mhm. So yeah, it was a horrible thing.
Isn't murder already illegal? So we're good then, right?
Yeah. So yeah, the Prison Rape Elimination Act. I had to take those classes, right?
Oh my God.
And they're telling us about it. And of course, this is me sitting in the class just trying to focus, right? I'm trying to focus doing this.
This is bullshit.
45 minutes, hour.
Again.
Yeah, it was just forever of this thing. So I'm listening. I'm trying because they made us do it, and it was death by PowerPoint, right? So we're just sitting in class, and it's blah blah blah. The Prisoners Treatment Act, da da da. That includes touching someone inappropriate, touching their genitalia. They're going through everything, and they're like, yes, even the tip counts. I was like, yo, did they get a just the tip joke in there, bro? So I'm sitting beside a social worker. I'm keeping it vague. I'm sitting beside a social worker she knows my sense of humor. Man, my head snapped around. I looked at her because, again, you just death by PowerPoint, right? I snapped around and went, did they just say just the tip? She's like, yes, they said just the tip. I was like, yo,
oh God,
they were right, and they were like, yo, we got to get just the tip joke.
Right?
I bet you lunch I can get. I bet you lunch all week I can get just the tip in there, and they'll actually put this on paper, and this will become institutionalized. Because what they did was the state got money, $50 million to create the Prison Rape Elimination Act notebook, handbook, and curriculum, because federal money, because it's a federal thing to stop sexual assaults in prison. So they got the money. So I know there were dudes like us in our age group writing this shit up, and they're like, "Bet you can't get just a tip in there." Right. It's like the minute we write it in the book, it becomes legacy. It becomes that thing that stays in there, gets printed. So the first one was at another prison, and they just had the camera set up, and there was someone teaching the class like we were in, but they were in front of the room, and they just recorded them teaching that class. Well, they got more influx of money. They hired a production team. They hired actors to dress up with the prison-looking guard uniform on, right? It wasn't our shit. It was just the shirt, and they got the dark room and them talking, looking at the camera, saying exactly what these dudes said.
Right.
just the tip, bro. And there's just, and that includes the tip. And this person's just looking, just doing the straight read.
Oh
And
god.
yeah, this is like the second year that it's in there, bro. It's in the books. It's in the freaking. I'm like, you know, there was dudes from our generation that you have to
Oh,
get them just a tip.
oh god, that's awesome.
It's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. But I mean, I totally get it. It is what it is. It's not. It's not our job to punish people after they get locked up.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's the punishment. And if somebody's being sexually assaulted, it needs to be reported. And it needs to stop. But understand, where you gonna put the people that doing the raping?
Right. In prison.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Because Trump got in trouble for that because they were like, oh, 99% of the women that comes into America illegally are getting sexually assaulted. And he goes, well, who's doing the raping? Same thing with the prison. Okay, cool. He's sexually assaulting dudes in prison. Lock him up.
Yeah. Make more
Again.
solitary cells. Yeah. Oh my god. Wow.
He's a rapist. Yeah, dude.
Doesn't
Yeah. Yeah, it's just what happens. It's reported. They write it up. They convict dudes on it.
What's the ratio like prisons to prison guards like at your prison?
Oh, I don't even know, but understand we've downsized because of COVID.
Oh,
They cut a
shit.
lot of. Because of COVID, they cut a lot of inmates loose, and because of the
Shit.
freaking anti-police sentiment, a lot of people retired and they weren't replaced by new classes because
Wow.
nobody wants to be cops anymore. So
Right.
that's affecting PDs and law enforcement across the nation.
Oh yeah.
So the ratio freaking is even more slanted post COVID. So I mean, I don't have real numbers, but it just sucks. But it's not.
Right.
Listen, it's never 1-to-1. Inmates are always going to well outnumber officers, so
yeah,
that's
yeah.
not the
Well,
case.
my thought was just like, what's the ease and access of one to like actually to report something, when you got dealing with like 50-to-1 ratio or something like that,
Oh, it makes no difference because you report it and stuff gets taken care of. So the thing a lot of people don't understand is, again, this is not jail. This is prison. So you're here. Most things like 15-year minimum at our thing. So this is your life for a significant amount of time. And the one thing all human beings want is routine. This is where you laid your head down at night. This is the dude that lives on this side. This is the dude that lives on this side. This is your bunkie if you got one. And you just want to maintain that if it's good. When you do stuff and you have to be punished, that will change up. Now you're gone from this unit. You ain't living with this dude. You ain't having lunch at this time. You're surrounded by a whole new group of people and a whole new, because, they're units. You're on this unit, you're on this unit.
Right.
Everybody doesn't live in one big bay. You have different parts of prison. They eat at different times. Each unit is a whole new, almost like a new TV show. When you walk through the door, boom, whatever happened when that door on the other side of that door, it's not happening here. Nobody even knows what happened on the other side of that door.
Right.
So now you in this drama and you got to learn the rhythm here. So nobody wants to do that, especially the older you get. We all know, man, once you pass 40, you don't want change for shit. Most of us don't even change our haircut after 40. You got the same haircut. You got the same clothes. Oh, dude. You got the same clothes. You still wearing that members only jacket. It's like we don't change. And it's the same thing with them. They want the same thing. They want to have their friends around them. So yes, when they sexually assault someone, when they get caught with drugs, when they get caught with other stuff, you can change your life significantly. And if it's bad enough, you can move into another prison. All right, well, now you're screwed. You don't know nobody there.
Right.
Oh, right. Yeah, your family used to come and see you every Sunday because they live 30 minutes down the street. Well, now you're the other side of the state.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you keep messing up, they can trade you to another state like they do in it, like they do drafts. Yeah, we got a serial killer, a rapist, and a midget, lesbian, transgendered serial killer. We trade you.
I'll treat you the political terrorist and the.
Yeah, we got a dude who's a terrorist and an active shooter from Hawaii.
Oh my god!
Flying them in, got them in on a trade.
Fuck. That's awesome.
I gave up 3 gangbangers to get that. That is not how it works.
No, I know. It doesn't matter. It's funny as shit, and we're gonna laugh about it. 'Cause, oh, that's fucking great.
But that's great. That would be hilarious. Oh, I'd love to tell them that tomorrow at work. Yeah. You just do like the draft.
Just trade these motherfuckers. See if we can make things interesting.
Yeah, we got 3 white cannibals over here. We got 3 white cannibals over here.
Oh.
Hey, we got 2 people they did made for TV movies about. And one semi-famous rapper. We got the semi-famous rapper. He had that one song.
Remember that?
He had that one song. Remember that? Yeah. Blingy, chingy, stingy, stuff. I don't know what it was. I don't know. They had to dance. They whatever.
And the chains, you know.
Yeah, they had to change the teeth. And he said both a lot.
Oh,
And the what?
hell.
Oh, yeah, this is a problem. See, we can't do a show together. I don't even know who's still watching.
No, well, I say actually at that point, like we're like an hour and 46. We usually go about an hour and a half ish. So we'll wrap it up. But
I watch. So I'd like to give a shout out to Hunter for not being able to make it. But since he's not here, I'm going to give a shout out to his favorite 1911 company, Kimber. Hunter loves Kimber, and he carries one for personal protection. He really likes the Kimber 2011. He thinks that's great. He keeps it
2K11.
Yeah, he keeps the 2K11 wedged between his butt cheeks when he takes a shower, so he's never caught slipping. So shout out to Hunter. Range hot. If you want to go see him in his work and how much his love of Kimber. So, loves Kimber. He says mem parts are the best parts to put on a 1911. Look, it's deep voice boy.
And there he goes. What a dork.
That boy full of energy. Make him dig a ditch or something around the house just for the hell of it.
We're going to the beach next week. I'll make him dig a hole in the beach.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, you need to dig a hole big enough to bury a well, son. So I really take it from Hunter that mem parts are the best parts for a 1911. Matter of fact, that's all the parts of 1911. He really thinks you should just powder coat all that shit too. Really good. And he hates Ford trucks. He thinks trucks are for losers. He thought the El Camino was the peak of freaking automotive work. And
oh my God.
DiversityShoot.com. You can check us out. I just got invited to be on Gun Stuff TV, so they're going to be interviewing me next month. My whole thing is to just spread word and show that we can be fun people as advocates. Yep. DiversityShoot.com has our schedule up. You can visit Eventbrite.com. We have our next 3 events. What I tried to do was put enough events up for the summer so you can plan it, because everybody's usually busy with kids and vacations and everything. Yeah. So I wanted to have our things there so it doesn't creep up on you. I post every day, posting when we're going to have the events. Again, we have people from all walks of life shooting cool guns. Reason I go to these events is so firearms companies can go, hey, you have 2 range days a month and we don't have to send a rep out. We can just send a boomstick and some swag.
Right.
I'm like, yeah. So don't send me your garbage. Send me your freaking showroom gun, the one that you want people to be introduced to your company with, because I also have over a dozen volunteers that buy guns all the time. And we have 3 of the 4 places have gun shops in it. And my volunteers are gun shop themselves. So, yes, it would behoove you to send your firearms to us because they can start selling them out of their stores if they're impressed by them.
Yeah.
I don't think people get that. So also we need money. So diversityshoot.com, you can donate. You can become a part of our Patreon and donate there. You can donate money with PayPal, even Cash App. You contact me either at Tony@diversityshoot.com or Simon Says Training at Yahoo. I'm on Instagram at Simon Says Train. I'm going to change all this so everything has the same name. I'm just waiting for 2A4E to come in because I came upon this not as a scheme, but just as a regular dude. So Simon Says Training was the name of my training company. Simon Says Training at Yahoo. You can contact me there. You can contact me at Simon Says Train on Instagram. That's also our page. You can check it out. X, we're second for everyone. The number 2 ND FOR everyone. It's gay.
I'll have
Put the links in the show notes. I'm also on podcasts, different podcasts. One podcast I want you guys to check out that I'm no longer on, but I was one of the members of it, is Self-Defense Gun Stories. Self-Defense Gun Stories is 4 stories each week, and it's the host, Rob Morris, and a firearms instructor, a defensive firearms instructor, going over 4 stories that happen in the news about real civilian self-defense. I think one of the problems with us as firearms owners is we are locked into whatever was the threat when you first got into guns, and you think that's going to be your confrontation. Oh, I got to practice for the crackhead. Depends on what year you got in, or the bum on the street with a knife. That was another thing that's a trope. And I mean, as a firearms trainer, when you see the dude walk in with the gray hair and stuff like that, he's like, yeah, I don't want to get mugged on the street with a switchblade. I'm like, oh my God. Man, my man started out with a freaking detective special in his pocket.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, stick him up, you hooligan. You ne'er do well? I'll Donnybrook you. Let's go. Fisticuffs, you and I. Yeah, see?
so,
Now you're into hat.
and what it does is it takes real stories off the news. So now you have to train or at least mentally prepare for things that can go wrong that might not have been in your little Rolodex of shit I have to watch out for. Like somebody who is in a group home for people with mental deficiencies. I don't know how you say that, but that's walking around and trying to kick doors in. And now you have your family on the other side of the door, and this person is not responding like they should because they're not all up here. You might have to use deadly force on that person. Have you ever thought about that? Like, this is out of your wheelhouse. But what about the 14-year-old group of little hoodlums that are girls carjacking people in your neighborhood? You may have to shoot a 14-year-old girl.
Mhm.
That's some shit you never thought about. And that's what's going to catch you flat. And it's like, no, because understand, they have no empathy and they don't think they can die. Now you're pretty much fighting somebody that believes they can freaking respawn, bro. Like, that's a whole different mental thing.
Your self-defense scenario is not going to be, ninjas dropping out of the skylights, with AK-47s, trying to bring in
So
communism.
there's real
That's not
life
it.
stuff that happens, and they talked about it every week for years. And it just got to be too much for Rob because we were hosting him every week. He had a rotating cast of 6 to 7 of us that would come in, and people were busy, couldn't make it. Anytime he called me, I made it. I wanted to be a part of that because I think education is very important for us. You need to train, but you also need to practice, and you need to understand what's happening. And most of us don't. You're just locked into whatever bullcrap scenario you have. Well, I'm going to be home. Well, what if you're not home? Can your wife protect herself? How are your doors locked? Is somebody old in your house? Because guess what? Old people, especially old people with health problems, have drugs in the house, and drug addicts know that.
Mm-hmm.
So is your mom and dad have a way to defend themselves? Have they thought about it? So education is very important, and that's why I try to put it out there for Self-Defense Gun Story. My thing is more than just advocacy for that. You need these firearms because it's a life-saving tool. That's why I also include training in what we do. This is called a diversity shoot because that's that one activity.
Right.
I'm going to spread to other things because firearms is more than just one thing. It's a lot of things, from sports, competition, hunting, to just plinking. It's all there, and that's what I'm going to use the Second Amendment is for everyone as a platform to introduce people that look like this who are intimidated by stuff like this. I'm like, no, it ain't all a bunch of white people that want to leave you out. It's a bunch of fun people that want to include you. Yes. So come on out and let's shoot some freaking clays just for the hell of it at a wildlife management place.
Because it's fun.
Because it's fun. And you're going to be shooting guns all along from the freaking $99 thing that they picked up at PSA to the freaking $25,000 pedicel that somebody's bringing. I think I said the name right. But I'm just saying there's a lot of money involved in a lot of this. And because a lot of people are intimidated, they're leaving it on the table and they're not understanding that there's opportunities for all people in firearms industry and in firearms competition. And you're letting a bunch of people use fear and divisiveness to have you not participate, and it's done intention.
Yep.
So diversityshoot.com if you want to help us out with our mission. It's really great. And also, please follow me on the other things that I do. And remember, Hunter Elliott, rangehot.com, loves Kimbers.
And Tony, I just want to say again, thank you for hopping on, man. I know I'll have you back on again because we do have a very specific topic Hunter and I both wanted to discuss and have you on as well, just to probably just stir the pot some more and make some hot takes. But yeah,
Nice.
thank you for joining me, man. I will definitely have you on again because yeah, this is the result you get putting the two of us together.
Yeah, it's a problem.
So as always, livefire-media.com. That's where you can find me from Instagram, X, Facebook. It's all there. You guys know if you're listening. I know Tony's listening, so he won't listen to this one because it's on the damn show. So till next time, everybody. Peace.